So in the process of me working on it, I wanted to see if my solenoid is bad or not, because it had front brakes that were completely shot and rear brakes completely shot. This is all the brakes that I got out. This is the front ones, already metal and metal. All three of them, both of them. And then this is what the rear shocks look like. There's only one pad. It's completely destroyed. And whenever I change the brakes, I put brand new brakes on it and everything, you turn on the ignition and then you press the brake and you touch the solenoid. When you try to turn the key, it actually like makes a clicking sound. So I'm gonna be ordering a solenoid, and then since the brakes are already now changed, I'm gonna have to take off this underbelly tray what I can of it, so I can get to the drive shafts, so I can start working on the U-joints on that. But it does run and drive right now, but it's not great because of the opposition sensor. So I'm gonna have to take off that whole throttle position sensor, which is like located right there, as if you can see. So I'm gonna be taking off this bed, and once I take off this bed, I'll be able to reach right down to it. I will be removing all these extra wires that are everywhere because it's all in the way. So all that's gonna have to get done. I'm gonna be replacing this also, taking out all the wiring for the heater, and there's all these connections right here. I'm gonna be taking all that out and just putting it in a straight, some kind of connection that goes from here to here, and take all of that out. Then I'll have to bleed the system because it'll have air in it. But there's a bleeder screw, I believe, somewhere on the top of the motor or somewhere over there, so I'll do that. But I got first change that. I got a whole not brand new, but used, that was on a good running machine, throttle body with the throttle position sensor. And if that throttle position sensor is out of whack, we'll be buying the calibration kit for it to make it where it needs to be. And then I'll be working on the cosmetics, making all this, making sure that it's not rusty anywhere, painting up what needs to get painted, like the bumper and then the doors maybe. I'm not sure yet if I'll be touching all that up, putting that much time into it, but I would like to take a throttle position sensor to make sure it runs good, and then I'll see if it needs a belt once I get actually riding decently, because right now it kind of struggles driving because of that throttle position sensor. You can't rev it. So once that's done, so I got all these clips if I need them. This is the U-joints, and then this is the used throttle body with a throttle position sensor already installed in it. So we will see once we install it if everything goes good and if it runs better and doesn't throw a check engine light, because it's throwing a 51.3, which is a throttle position sensor. We got the complete bed off. There's a couple of bolts that are T-bits, and there's some right here, and then right here there's a couple, and then there's in the center 4 different ones. I was going to take out this X bracket to make it easier for me to remove this throttle body, but I can't get this one bolt out, so I'm gonna just try to finesse my way through it. But that's the throttle body. This is the new one we're putting in. Hopefully it goes by easily. So I already took it apart. I also took the bottom shield out. It has a whole bunch of dirt that I'm gonna be cleaning out to be able to get to the drive shaft. I replaced it, still throwing a check engine light for the throttle position sensor. So I am going to order the kit and then put it on, make sure that throttle position sensor is in spec. If not, actually I'm gonna also buy a new one just so I know it's good. And then also we have the drive shaft. Change that U-joint, and then one up here. So I need to first pop out that pin that's, you can see to the right of it. And once I do that, I'll be able to slide it back and then slide it forward. And then I'm also going to be replacing that hose section with either another hose and 2 connectors or something, which I'll figure out. But right now I just do the drive shaft. Also, I figured out that there is a crack in the exhaust right here, so I'm gonna get that welded up so then it doesn't have puffs of smoke or anything coming from there. And that's that. Take the drive shaft out. I popped that pin out, pushed it back to pop it out from the front. Then I unscrewed the differential to move it a little bit so I could pop it out from the back. I took off this whole console. So then it's easier if you were to remove this whole suspension and everything and you were able to slide it out. But I just like kind of finessed it, moved it through here and slid it out from right here. So that's that. This is it. You can tell. Quite bad. This one's still not too bad. Has barely any play, but that front one's completely destroyed. So we'll be replacing them. So I got it now complete all together. Got that drive shaft back in. Just slid it back in through this area. I'm gonna be replacing these axles. I kind of ripped it here, but either way I'm gonna be replacing them anyway because they are wobbling in the front. So, well, not anymore, but that one, the other one was wobbling a little bit. Got it all together. I'll just put the bed on for now because I need to wait for that tool to come in. I removed all that wiring, which dealt with all the wiring for this heater and then all the lights and all these other switches and everything that was here. So I took all that out, which still works because I winched up the tree. But right now I just gotta wait for that TPS sensor to come in, computer scanner to come in, and then I gotta take a pipe from here to there, or maybe just do a full one from the top all the way down to there and change it out so then I don't have to deal with that contraption. And then we will need to have to bleed the system because I'm pretty sure some coolant will slip out. But other than that, I do have to also change the bearings in the rear end because they do wobble some. Get that all squared away so the front and rear end was tight. That U-joint's all together now. I'll have to button up these wires for this ply system. As you can tell, they're right there. I'm gonna make them go underneath, zip tie them all nice up so everything was hidden. And screw some of this stuff that's not needed like this, and screw this. Take off some of this stuff that doesn't. I already took off the switches that are around here. Once all that's done, then we can worry about cosmetically making it nicer by painting it up a little bit. But for now, we're just gotta wait for that sensor to come in. Once the sensor, the scanner comes in, I'm gonna make sure the throttle position sensor is good. The throttle position sensor is good, and then I'm gonna make sure that the exhaust is welded up before I put the bed back on. Might as well just check belt to see if that belt, because I'm not sure if it would cause an issue. I drove it the way it is, and it limits out about like 35-ish miles an hour, and I'm hoping that I can figure out if that's a belt issue or if it is that throttle position sensor that's messing up and causing it to only go that fast. But we will only know once we put it in spec of where it needs to be. So the Rzr 800, to start it, when you press the brakes, there's no click, no nothing. I thought it would be this brake pressure switch, but that's not it. It still has the same issue. So I got a solenoid I'm gonna be replacing, put a new one in. Got it right here. Put this new one in, and hopefully after that it fixes the issue of it starting without the key. And then I'm gonna be buttoning up all of the bed back on, and then buttoning up the skid plate that I have laying over there, and then start buttoning up everything like these brake lights around here. This one also, and get it to where it's almost completely all together, other than getting a wash. Also, I'm gonna be reading that heater core. I got a hose for it. I got a used hose, and that goes from the top all the way to the bottom, underneath there somewhere, that I'm gonna be unscrewing and taking off. I'll keep you updated if I fix that issue. I'm gonna first do the solenoid to see if that fixes it, and then after the solenoid, I'll be moving on to the radiator. So now I got it all put together. The new solenoid is in, and now when you press the brake, starts with the key. Now since I got all that done, I'm gonna just button all this electronic stuff for the sound system, and then I will start working on the radiators and moving that heater core. I already changed out that hose, the pieces that came from it. I already topped it off. Now I've been letting it run to make sure that there's no air in the system. Also, I tucked those wires up, so now they're not underneath right here or anywhere. So they're gonna be all under the seat and not gonna get in the way of the seat or get cut or anything. And then now I just gotta put on this skid plate back, and then also tighten up this bed, get everything tightened up there, and then all she'll need is a nice wash and it'll be finished. So almost done. Rzr is together. I got the bed completely screwed on. Just these little clips need to get put in right there, and on the other side the bumper's been put on. That little piece right there also has been put on, and we got the under shield all completely on. That board right there is snapped, that's what it's drooping. All that's left to do is give it a good power wash from all the sitting. That's just growing and everything. So gotta power wash all this, clean it up, get these wheels nice and shiny, and then once that's done, could either keep it for myself, but like usual, I'm probably gonna list it. And if it sells, it sells. I was thinking about selling this and then buying myself a newer 1000 off auction or something. So this does have a title, so if somebody wants it, once I list it, they can pick it up. Tires are good, brakes are new. So all in all, it's a nice ATV for somebody to ride on. For the price I paid for it, it was good for me, and the price I'll sell it for, that'd be good for somebody else, whoever wants an RZR for themselves. Winch works. So got new U joints in the drive shaft. Oh no, took a while because I was working on it barely every single day, but since I got time right now, then decided to work on it. So it's getting there. Just a nice wash would clean it all up and make it look a lot nicer than what it is right now.